Rising Shadows, the Axis Powers and World War II's Global Impact. World War II was a devastating global conflict that lasted from 1939 to 1945. It involved many countries and alliances, with the Central Axis powers consisting of Germany, Japan, and Italy. This war was a continuation of the political and territorial disputes that had simmered in the years following World War I. The rise of the Axis powers. Germany. The roots of World War II can be traced back to Adolf Hitler's rise to power in Germany. Hitler, the leader of the Nazi Party, became Chancellor of Germany in 1933. He aimed to expand Germany's territory and influence, and his aggressive foreign policies alarmed other nations. In 1936, Germany reoccupied the Rhineland, violating the Treaty of Versailles, which had imposed restrictions on its military. Italy. Italy, under Benito Mussolini, sought to restore its past glory. Mussolini formed an alliance with Hitler in 1936, known as the Rome-Berlin Axis, which laid the groundwork for the Axis powers. Italy invaded Ethiopia in 1935 and annexed Albania in 1939, demonstrating its imperial ambitions. Japan. In Asia, Japan had been expanding its empire since the early 1930s. In 1937, Japan invaded China, leading to the Second Sino-Japanese War. This aggression further strained international relations. The Outbreak of War. The war officially began on September 1, 1939, when Germany, led by Hitler, invaded Poland. This action prompted Britain and France to declare war on Germany on September 3, 1939, marking the start of World War II in Europe. Expansion of the Axis powers. After the initial success in Poland, the Axis powers made further territorial gains. Germany. In 1940, German forces quickly conquered Denmark and Norway. They then launched a blitzkrieg, lightning war, in Western Europe, capturing Belgium, the Netherlands, and France. Britain, however, remained defiant. Italy, Mussolini's Italy, joined the war on the Axis side in 1940. Italy attempted to invade Greece but was repelled. Japan. In the Pacific, Japan expanded its territory by occupying parts of China and Southeast Asia. The attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, drew the United States into the conflict. The Axis powers at their height. By 1942, the Axis powers controlled a vast empire that stretched across Europe, Asia, and North Africa. However, their successes began to wane as the Allies, consisting primarily of the United States, the United Kingdom, the Soviet Union, and China, regrouped and strengthened their forces. Turning points. Several key battles and events shifted the tide of the war. Stalingrad, 1942 to 1943. The Battle of Stalingrad was a brutal and decisive conflict on the Eastern Front. The Soviet Union halted the German advance and began a counter-offensive, leading to a catastrophic defeat for Germany. El Alamein, 1942. British forces, led by General Bernard Montgomery, defeated the Axis in North Africa, driving them out of Egypt and back into Libya. D-Day, 1944. The Allied invasion of Normandy on June 6, 1944, marked the beginning of the liberation of Western Europe from Nazi occupation. The Pacific Theater. The United States and its allies gradually pushed back Japanese forces in a series of naval and island-hopping campaigns. Axis powers in retreat. As the Allies gained momentum, the Axis powers found themselves in retreat on multiple fronts. Eastern Front. The Soviet Union's Red Army pushed westward, liberating Eastern European countries and advancing into Germany. Western Front. Allied forces, including American, British, and Canadian troops, pushed eastward from Normandy, liberating France, Belgium, and the Netherlands. Pacific Theater. The United States began island-hopping campaigns in the Pacific, steadily approaching Japan. The collapse of the Axis powers. In 1945, the Axis powers faced defeat on all fronts. Germany. Berlin fell to Soviet forces in April 1945, leading to Hitler's suicide. Germany surrendered on May 7, 1945. Italy. Mussolini's government collapsed in 1943, and Italy switched sides to join the Allies. Japan. After the dropping of atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945, Japan surrendered on August 15th, officially ending World War II. The aftermath World War II had devastating consequences. It resulted in the loss of millions of lives and widespread destruction. The war reshaped the global political landscape, leading to the formation of the United Nations, which aimed to prevent future conflicts. The Axis powers faced trials for war crimes, with prominent figures like Hitler, Mussolini, and several Japanese military leaders held accountable for their actions. In summary, World War II was a global conflict driven by the aggressive expansionist policies of the Axis powers, particularly Germany, Italy, and Japan. The war ended with the defeat of the Axis powers and the beginning of a new era of international cooperation and rebuilding,